The role of a live sound engineer. Many people think a live sound engineer is just someone who sits behind a mixer. But in a real production, a sound engineer is much more than that. A live sound engineer is a system controller, a problem solver, and a communication bridge between the artist, the crew, and the audience. In this video, we'll talk about the real role of a live sound engineer, the difference between FOH, monitor, and system tech, the event production, workflow, work ethics in the field, and how to communicate with talent, event organizers, and stage crews. Because in live sound, skill alone is not enough. Your role defines your value. What is a live sound engineer? The job of a live sound engineer is not simply to make things loud. The real job is to translate music into a space, keep the system stable, make musicians comfortable, and protect the equipment and the audience. A good engineer makes the show work. A professional engineer makes the show feel right. Live sound is not only technical, it is operational, musical, and human. FOH Engineer. FOH stands for front of house. The FOH engineer controls what the audience hears. Responsibilities of an FOH engineer include mixing all instruments and vocals for the audience, managing tonal balance, controlling dynamics, handling effects, and keeping the sound consistent throughout the show. The FOH engineer focuses on vocal clarity, low-end control, stereo image, and how the mix translates to the room. FOH is not about being loud. It is about making the music work inside the venue. Common mistakes of beginner FOH engineers are mixing with their eyes instead of their ears, chasing volume instead of balance, and ignoring headroom. A professional FOH engineer translates music into space. Monitor engineer. The monitor engineer controls what the musicians hear on stage. This includes wedge monitors or in-ear monitoring systems. Responsibilities include building personal mixes for each musician, managing RF systems for wireless and IEM, preventing feedback, and communicating clearly with the performers. The monitor engineer focuses on comfort, timing, clarity, and stability. The monitor mix is not for the audience. It is for the performance of the players. If musicians are uncomfortable, the show becomes unstable. Common beginner mistakes are copying the FOH mix to monitors, not communicating with musicians, and using aggressive EQ without understanding the player's needs. When players are comfortable, the show becomes safe. System tech. The system technician controls the sound system itself, not the music. Responsibilities include speaker system design, coverage planning, SPL targeting, time and phase alignment, subwoofer configuration, power management, safety, and system measurement. The system tech works with tools like FFT and SPL meters to make sure the system behaves correctly in the venue. System tech is not mixing. System tech is architecture. Their focus is coverage, consistency, phase coherence, headroom, and safety. Common beginner mistakes are tuning by feeling instead of measurement, ignoring alignment, and pushing volume without controlling phase. A system tech builds the platform where FAU and monitor can work safely. How they work together. System tech prepares the platform. FOH translates the music to the audience. Monitor keeps the musicians performing comfortably. If one of them fails, the whole production chain breaks. Live sound is teamwork, not solo performance. Event, production, workflow. A professional engineer does not arrive only to mix. The workflow starts with pre-production. First is preparation. Reading the technical writer, input list, stage plot, and checking the venue. Then comes load in, rigging, power distribution, speaker placement, and patching. After that is system setup, routing, gain structure, alignment, and measurement. Then line check, sound check, showtime. And finally, strike and evaluation. An engineer is active from planning until teardown, not only during sound. Beginner mistakes include arriving without preparation, ignoring the rider, and working reactively instead of proactively. Work ethics in the field. Work ethics separates hobby engineers from professionals. A professional engineer arrives early, prepares before the artist arrives, stays calm under pressure, and never argues on stage. Do not blame other crew members in public. Do not panic in front of clients. Do not turn problems into drama. An engineer is part of the production, not the center of ego. The rule is simple. Problems are solved, not announced. Most event organizers judge attitude before skill. Communication with talent. Communication with talent is about trust and comfort. Speak clearly, calmly, and with solutions. Ask simple questions like, what do you need in your monitor? Is anything too loud? Play for a moment. I'll adjust it. Do not argue technically. Do not blame the musician. Do not use complicated jargon. Musicians need solutions, not lectures. Good communication creates good performances. Communication with EO and crew, with event organizers and production teams. Communication is about coordination. Talk about schedules, volume limits, soundcheck time, band changeovers, and emergency plans. Do not say, it can't be done. Say, it can be done. Here are the risks, and here's the solution. Organizers like engineers who provide options, not excuses. With stage crew, communication is about speed and clarity, patching, mic placement, power safety, and quick changeovers. The engineer and crew must work as one team. Last, but not least, a live sound engineer is not just a mixer operator. A live sound engineer is a system thinker, a music translator, a risk manager, and a communication bridge. A good engineer makes the show run. A professional engineer makes the show feel right. That is the real role of a live sound engineer. See you in the next session. Remember, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for content like this.